To use the advanced uploading of files feature, follow these steps. First, turn editing on. Next, from Add an Activity, select the Advanced Uploading of Files option. Once here, name the assignment. Now, the Advanced Uploading of File feature is used to allow students to turn in any type of file that they would like, so long as it doesn't exceed the file limit size for Moodle. This can be anything from a Word document to a PowerPoint to a photo story to a video, whatever it is, they can turn it in so long as it's a file and so long as it's not larger than the acceptable size limit. So, in this case, I'm just going to call this World History paper. Okay, I can get as in depth or as simple as I want with the description. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste that right there. If I check this box, it will display whatever I have here in the actual Moodle course. Now you have some options in terms of limiting when the assignment is both available from and when it is due. If you have both of these enabled, students will not be able to access the assignment, though they will see it. They won't be able to access it until the time set here, and you can set it down to every 5th minute. Also, if this is enabled, they will, depending on what you have done with Prevent Late Submission, either not be able to turn it in, or if they turn it in, the timestamp on their assignment will be red. So if I click Prevent Late Submissions, yes, they won't be able to turn it in. If I go no, they will, but it will disable some features there. Or well, it will set them, the timestamp is red, excuse me. Okay, for grade, you can set it to a scale or a point total. I'm just going to leave it at 100 in this case. We have simple, direct grading, or rubric. We'll talk about rubric a little bit later, but for our purposes here, we're just going to leave this as simple, direct grading. Okay, file size, I always suggest changing this to the largest file size available, even if you're not going to use it. If you want the student to be able to delete after they've turned it in and submit, say, a different assignment, allow them to do that here. If you want to set the number of files they can upload, you can set that here, anything from 1 to 20. And you may have something where you have multiple versions of something that you'd like them to turn in. That might be why you'd use that. If you allow notes, students will be able to turn in an assignment and in a separate section add some additional information about it. Maybe give you some ideas on what they were thinking when they were doing the assignment, whatever it might be. Hide description before available date. This will not allow these. In this case, the students will not be allowed to know what the assignment's about at all. Email alerts the teacher. If you have this set to yes, you will get an email when the assignment is turned in. I would suggest not using this only because you see your students day to day, whereas this is really designed for something where professors and students don't see each other at all. Plus, if you're teaching 100 students, for every assignment you're going to get 100 emails just on this topic. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but that's where you'll make the decision there. The Send for Marking button, if enabled, will, once a student turns it in, they'll click a button called Send for Marking. Once they click Send for Marking, they will not be able to do anything else with the assignment. But it will also turn it over to you and say, okay, this assignment's ready to be graded. You can still grade assignments without enabling this. This is kind of a I've officially turned it in kind of button. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Return to Course at this time. And if you take a look right here, this is the icon that indicates an assignment. It's a hand turning in a piece of paper. And that's pretty much it. Now what I'm going to do is show you what it looks like from a student standpoint to actually turn in an assignment. Okay, so we're now logged in as a student named Joe Smith. Joe Smith has finished his paper. He's ready to turn it in. What he's going to do is click World History paper. It'll tell them the due dates and when all that's available. He'll click Upload Files. Okay, he's going to click Add. and then upload a file from the file picker. Browse. This is similar to how one might attach something to an email. And we're just going to look at our... Let's just go ahead and say that this right here is our paper. Click upload file. He doesn't need to name it, though he could. Alright, Moodle PDF. We're going to pretend that this is a world history paper. Okay, all he does is click Save Changes. And there's that send for marking. As soon as I click this, I'm going to officially turn it in. If I wanted to edit these files, I'd click here. If I had enabled adding notes, there would be another button that he could click and put that information in there. He's all set and ready to go, so he's going to click send for marking. It's going to verify, are you sure you want to do this? He'll click continue. And this will acknowledge that he is done. Okay, now I'm going to log back as a teacher so you can see what it looks like to grade this assignment. Okay, I'm logged back in as a teacher now, and I'm going to go ahead and grade this assignment. To do this, I just click on the assignment. And then, depending on how many people have turned in the assignment, it'll indicate this right here. View, whatever, 20, whatever it might be, submitted assignments. If I'm using group mode and I have my group set up, that'll be right here. I can click a drop down to go to first hour, second hour, whatever it is. In this case, I just have the one example, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay, so these are all the students that are in the course. Therefore, these are all the potential people who could have done this assignment. I see just this student has turned this in. Now, a couple notes on what you're looking at here. Right now, this is sorted by surname, and again, that's means last name. So first name, last name, I have it sorted here. I can sort this any way I want, whether it be email address, grade, comment, last modified, so on and so forth. I can also look for names of specific students. Let's say so-and-so, a student came up to you and says, oh, I turned that in. You know, to verify that, you can click on their last name and see very quickly whether they turned it in or not. One quick thing that might be helpful here is, let's say I have an assignment like this where I only have one or two people who have turned it in. Maybe it's early, whatever it might be. And I want to just see those people. I can click last modified by submission. And I'm going to have to click it twice because the first time I do it, it'll put them at the bottom. There. Now, let's say these people had turned in the assignment. They're going to be whoever most recently turned in the paper in this case is going to be top to bottom. All right, so that way it's a little easier for me to see who I need to grade still or whatever it might be. Okay. To grade this, I'm going to go ahead and scroll over to where it says grade, and I'm going to click grade. Okay. Okay. Now I have some options here. I can click on the document right here and read it and whatever comment I'd want. I could give a grade right here and give feedback. Now you have an HTML editor right here, so you could give very dynamic feedback. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try this. I'm going to open up my PDF. This is what, let's say, the student had turned in. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can highlight here, if it's going to let me do that. That's okay. If this was a Word document, I could use the inking feature, and I'm sure there's a way to do it with this as well, but I could use the inking feature to, I don't think I have any text on here, that's why it's not, okay. I could use the inking feature to add my feedback as a teacher. I could save this, and I'm going to go ahead and let's pretend I've marked all over this paper with comments, and I'm going to click Save As. I'm just save it as a PDF still, but I'm going to change this to graded, if you will. Okay. Now I can read the document, grade it, give feedback, and then I can even add the document that I just saved with my markings on it. So the students are getting a complete view of what I told them. So you can really turn your classroom paperless this way. I believe the English department does this at the high school. All right, then click Save Changes. Okay, now what I see here is I've got student, their grade, my comments, their paper, and it's giving me a timestamp on when I graded and giving me an overall grade. All right, so that's one way to grade. That's probably how you're going to do it. Another setting option you have is you can just sort the ones that require grading or the ones that have been submitted. If I click this Allow Quick Grading, this is kind of a convenient feature. Allow quick grading, check that, and click Save Preferences. What it's going to do is it's going to make it so I don't have to go into click Grade and then go through all this. I can just open the document up from here, give my comment here, grade it right here. Again, it just depends on what your needs are as a teacher with this particular assignment. Okay. Now, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log back in as a student and show you what this looks like from a student standpoint. Okay, so we've shown how the student, how the assignment is created. We've shown how the student turns in the assignment. We've shown how the teacher grades the assignment. The last thing we're going to do is take a look at what it looks like for the student to view the assignment. So what they're going to do is they're going to click back on the assignment again. And they can see right here the grade, the feedback, and then this is the document that has my comments on it. So they could open this up too and see what I've said about it. They can see when it's graded, all that good kind of stuff. So everything gets time stamped. All right, that's one way and probably the best way for the students to look at their assignments. If they wanted to, they could click Grades right here and view their grade really quickly right here. However, I would only recommend the Moodle Gradebook for looking at individual assignments and not their overall assignment. Also, this is a quick way to see assignments in general. For example, if they wanted to see the world history paper and a couple other assignments, and let's say there was a lot of content in Moodle, they could just click on the gradebook and then click right on this assignment, and it would take them right to it. All right. So again, have them go to SIS for their grades, their overall grades, their official grades. But the gradebook is kind of good for showing just individual grades. And this has been how to use the Advanced Uploading Assignment feature for Moodle 2.